With a few hours on the clock before Vlad the Nightborn fragment fusion begins, a few players in the raid community are still on the fence whether to go for this fusion or to skip it. In this video, I'll attempt to put your mind to rest by answering all your questions about Vlad the Nightborn fragment fusion. Now, the points I make in this video will not apply to you for the following reasons. You can skip the fusion, boldly skip the fusion if you do not have the time for it. You're busy at work, you can't, juggle the time and the schedule of a fragment fusion. That's a good excuse to skip a fusion. You can also skip the fusion if you do not have the resources. If you have 200 gems right now and you're free to play, or if you don't intend to spend any money on this fusion at all, that's a good reason to skip the fusion, because fusions will usually require you to run long runs of Dragon, Fire Knight, a lot of all those things that require lots of gems and energy to complete. Not to even talk about the champion chase and all that stuff if you do not have fragments, shards for all those things kept up. So another reason for you to maybe skip the main fusion and go for the epics that will be released if you find out the epics are worth it, if the epics are better for you than the main legendary himself. So these are legitimate reasons why players might want to skip a fusion. If you do not fall into any of these categories that I've mentioned below, then you should not be skipping this fusion. That's the truth. So I'll ask you a question right now. Did you fuse Pixnil? If your answer is yes. Did you fuse what's his face? Mother Sibyl? If your answer is yes, then you should be fusing this fragment of Vlad the Nightmare also, because these two champions I just mentioned, we knew they were trash. We saw their skills, we knew they are worst champions. Fine, you might say yes, they are just normal, they are not void, but we already knew how bad they were, and we still went ahead with their fusion. So if you have these two champions chilling in your vault, I even have my Pixnil at 60, thinking she would be the Ice Queen that she looks like. She was, her design was awesome. So a lot of people thought she would do a lot of things for them with ice and countering ice. We don't use ice and freeze a lot in the meta. So she's chilling in all our vaults, even after the buff. Mother Sibyl, we see her sometimes in arena if some people want to do some weird stuff, or she's useful right now in some faction war teams if you cannot have enough AoE for the waves. So apart from that, she's chilling in the vault for a lot of players. So if you have these two champions, this champion, the Void Legendary, is not going to be one of those ones that chills in the vault. You've seen his skills. I don't know one of his skills. I don't know his A1, A2, or A3. But look at me, hyping him up as if he's going to be the next thing better than sliced bread. But anyways, why you should really go for this fusion, I have one main answer for you, and maybe I'll add one other one. The main reason you should go for this fusion is because he's a Void Legendary champion. That is the only reason. Yeah, we've seen other Void Legendaries. Which other Void do you have? Vizix? Yes. Which other one do you have? Arbiter? Yes. I've been playing the game for about 2 years, and these are the only two Void Legendary champions that I do have. So I'm not going to pass out on an opportunity to get another Void Legendary champions. I'm so close to my PT. That's how scarce Void shards are, that it's so hard to get them, that whenever you find an opportunity to pull a Void Legendary champion, which something might happen to it in the future if he's released and Plarium sees that this champion is falling below all expectations, he's chilling in a lot of people's vaults. Since he's been Void, he has a higher chance of getting a buff, even upper in the list than all these other champions we currently have on the games. So he has a better chance of getting a buff in the future than Pixnil or other ones that have tried to, buff but still not good enough. So that's my main concern, that a lot of players who don't go for this champion will probably regret it in the future, because voids are difficult to get, even the champions and all that. So another reason you might want to go for this fragment fusion is because of the name. It's a fragment fusion. It's not an old school fusion that will require you to get a bunch of rares, take them to 30, give them potions, get them to 40. There's a lot of work that goes into the old school fusion. This is a modern day fragment fusion. Fine, Plarium might try to squeeze in some things into it that will make us spend money. That's the default way of doing things. But if you've been saving up resources, Fragment Fusion are a piece of cake. The only thing it takes is time to run those dragon runs, I mean the dungeon runs and everything. In terms of the summon rush and the champion chase, if you're ready for it, you're good to go. And that will be the only thing that will make some people not want to get it, if they spent all their shards on Madame Ceres and all these other void 10x that just happened. Anyways, that's my thought on this fusion that is coming up. I've seen a lot of questions being popped up over here asking, should we do the fusion? Is it good enough? Is it worth it? And I just wanted to put that to the rest. As a free-to-play player, if you're liking and subscribing and watching this channel, you know I don't skip out on a fusion. But if you're paid to win, then you might say, well, I'll still pull him one day in the future. I don't have I don't have that type of thinking that says if I don't get him now, I'll get him in the future from a dupe. No. I think that if I don't get him now, it will take me about 3 years of playing the game before I get this dude again. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. When the fusion begins, I'll be posting updates if you guys need it, and also following the fusion timetable that will also be released. I'll look forward to getting this dude. He will not be one of the first champions I build. He will still be in the back seats because I'm currently doing a series where I try to finish the faction wars before the next faction launches. So that's my focus in the game. When I get him, he will chill. If you take a look at my other fusion right here, where he will also join them on this list of champions that I've gotten 100% fragments from. Rorick Winebane is chilling right there. Versov the Grim is chilling. Drexstad Blood Twin is chilling. Even Ruse the Huntsman. So you see, all these champions are useful in the game, but even if I don't use them right now, I keep them as fragments. So he will probably join them right here, and that's one reason why I might want to fuse him. I might want to, go for the fragment and complete it 100% and leave him chilling here until one day when I decide to pull him for a champion chase and get all those huge points that he was gonna give me, so I don't spend my shards. My name is Brick5D. Please like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this fusion. Even if you know it's not as what we expected for a void legendary champion, do you still think you're gonna skip out on it? Comment below so I can attack you in the comments. Good night, guys.